We have been using this let keyword to declare variables, but instead of let, you can also use var keyword to declare variables too. If I click on submit, that's going to print John Smith too. But you should not be using var keyword because var had some issues. Those were fixed in ECMAScript 2015 when they released the keyword let. The problems that var keyword had were if you create a variable using var keyword, then you can also declare that variable later on in the program. Also, if you declare a variable using var keyword, then that variable does not follow scope of a code block. Let's check out these issues. When I say you can redeclare a variable, that means I can copy paste the same line and then click on submit, and that works just fine. And that is fine, but let's say if I write multiple lines of code here in between these two statements and forget that I had declared this full name here, and declare full name and not assign any value to it, and assume that full name is going to be undefined now. But if I click on submit here, it's going to print John Smith. It's going to carry forward that value and print it in the console log. And this is misleading to me and any other developer who's joining this code, assuming that they are declaring this variable for the first time. But if I try to do this with let keyword, it's going to scream at me saying that you're declaring this variable multiple times. Full name has already been declared. Another issue that var keyword had were that it does not follow scope of a code block. I'm going to declare my full name again with var keyword and then create a if code block here, which gets executed all the time, and then print this console log inside this if block. If I refresh this page and click on submit, it's going to print John Smith twice, and that's fine because I've declared this variable outside the code block and I'm using full name inside the code block and in the code block where I've declared full name. That's fine, that's working fine. But if I declare this variable inside the code block here and then try to use it outside the code block, that also works fine. And this is also misleading and you could run into a lot of problems. It could be difficult to figure out what the issue is in your program. But if I try to do this with let keyword, then it does not let me do it because it says that I know what full name is in this block, but I don't know what full name is in this outer block. And that is correct because I don't want this value to get carry forwarded outside this code block. I want to declare my own full name in this code block. If I declare this let keyword outside and click on submit, that works fine. So this is the difference between var and let keyword, and you should not be using var. You should be using let so that you don't run into the problems that we just discussed. I wanted to talk about one more keyword, which is const. Const stands for constant. And if I try to change the variable which is declared as constant, then it's going to scream at me saying that you cannot assign value to a constant. And that's correct. You should not be changing the value of a constant in your program. So this is the difference between let, var, and const. In the next section, I'm going to talk about debugging.